American Top 40.
Right now, you're listening to a special program on AT40. We're counting down not song titles as we normally do, but the 40 top artists of the rock and roll era. The stars who literally dominated the record charts from 1955 to 1971. And we're at number 16. A man who once sang with a gospel group called the Soul Stirrers. He went on to make a single record back in 1957 that reached number 1. It was his first hit. Here's Sam Cooke.
Darling, you send me. I know you send me. Honest, you do.
Sam Cooke at number 16 in our special countdown of the rock era's 40 top recording artists.
American Top 40.
This is Casey Kasem, and we're counting down not song titles as we normally do, but the 40 top artists of the rock and roll era. Sam Cooke was one of them, the son of a minister. He came from Chicago, and he spent years touring with a gospel group called the Soul Stirrers. Then he went solo in 1957, and he sang sweet and gentle soul until he died in 1964. Sam Cooke ranks at 17 among the top artists of the rock and roll era.
Honest, you do.
Sam Cooke had 42 chart records in his career. That was the biggest. You Send Me. And he ranks number 17 in our countdown.
American Top 40.
The next artist in our special countdown, coincidentally, also had his life cut short. Sam Cooke was just 33 when he died. His first hit record went all the way to number 1. That was back in 1957.
Darling, you send me. I know you.
From 1957, You Send Me, the number 1 smash by the late Sam Cooke. You know, Sam came up the gospel road. He was the son of a Baptist minister, and religion was really a big part of his life. Long before he hit the record charts, he was nationally known as a lead singer with a famous gospel group, the Soul Stirrers. So Sam had doubts about the propriety of his moving from gospel to popular music. But once he resolved them, it was a great day for pop. He did this one in 1959.
Everybody loves to cha-cha-cha. Little children now, my baby loves to do the cha-cha-cha. She loves
the late Sam Cooke at number 17 in the countdown of the 40 top rock and roll acts of the 50s.
American Top 40.
We're counting down the 40 top hits in the 50 states. Now we're up to an AT40 extra, and this one's a special one. It's for Valentine's Day. It's a song by a pop and soul star whose sweet, soft, sensual style of singing has been idolized and copied by superstars like Aretha Franklin, George Michael, and Rod Stewart. His story begins back in the 1940s in Chicago. He was the son of a Baptist minister, and he grew up singing gospel music. In 1950, when he was only 15 years old, the famous gospel group, the Soul Stirrers, asked him to join them. He sang with them for a few years, but then started recording pop songs on the side under the name of Dale Cooke. The Soul Stirrers thought it wasn't right to be singing both spiritual music and pop music. So this young man chose pop. And from 1957 to 1966, 43 of his songs hit the chart. Classics like You Send Me, Twistin' the Night Away, and Shake. 23 years after his death, his influence on pop and soul music is still so great that singers of today, such as George Michael and Grammy nominee Terence Trent D'Arby, consider him one of their biggest idols. So, as an AT40 extra, here he is with one of his hits from 1961 that sounds just right for Valentine's Day. Here's Sam Cooke and Cupid.
Cupid, draw back your bow. Cupid.
The legendary Sam Cooke, his classic from 1961, Cupid, an AT40 extra for Valentine's Day, as the countdown rolls on.
Casey's Coast to Coast.